is Joel and
Paul.
From Moving to Mexi.co. Bienvenidos a nuestro canal and bienvenidos to La Playa aquí en Bucerias.
Yeah, we're in the plaza.
And for all my my Arabic friends out there, I'm learning Arabic. Let me just try this, Paul.
Sure.
Assalamu alaikum.
Not bad.
And then you'd say to me, you'd say, wa alaikum assalam.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, peace be upon you and peace be upon you, basically.
Right on.
If I didn't say that right, maybe correct me below to all my Arabic friends, because I'm determined to learn Arabic. I've got 10 more months to do it and be semi-fluent.
Okay.
And then maybe when I come back from that trip, I'll do a full episode of Moving to Mexico for Arabs moving to Mexico.
I'll have you edit that one.
Okay. Bienvenidos to the playa, and Paul was just saying, man, we got some amazing weather. It's kind of like in the mid-20s right now,
It's
so
perfect.
kind of like 80 degrees.
Yeah, and the sun is kind of blocked by a little bit of the clouds here.
The cloud cover over there.
Yeah. Joel, what day is today?
Taco Tuesday.
Is it safe to travel and move to Mexico right now? I don't know, Paul. What do you think? Is it safe to travel to Mexico right now?
I guess that's sort of a subjective question.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, what they think is safe is different than what I think is safe. Right.
So they kind of want absolute safety.
Right.
Right. So
Yeah.
you got to get in one of those little. You ever see those bubbles where people are inside the bubble, but they're rolling down a hill?
Yes.
It's more like a fun bubble.
Yes.
But maybe they should make those for some people.
Well, there's a movie, Bubble Boy, right?
Bubble Boy?
Yeah.
And you just be in that bubble. And
Yeah.
I kind of was calling it the Netflix effect, right? The Netflix effect, everyone knows the Netflix series Narcos, right?
That's right.
And if you don't know Narcos, well, then you probably don't watch Netflix. I mean, it's one of the most successful Netflix series in history. And even when I was in Turkey and in Thailand, when I told people I lived in Mexico, they're like,
Is it safe?
I thought I'd pull one comment because this one was, and she said the only reason why people are moving there is because the housing is cheap, and so is the healthcare. So I guess
That's the only reason.
So that's the only reason.
Okay.
But I never would because of all the kidnapping, theft, and drug cartels. Your life is more important than living cheap. I'd rather live in a more expensive country than one with drugs and crime. And I don't believe in drugs anyway, so which is great. And anyways, then she kind of goes on and said, and of course the drug cartels love foreigners coming in so they can steal from them, kidnap, and kill them.
Wow.
So, anyways, I really want to know, McKenna, where you live, because you'd rather live in a more expensive country with no drugs and crime.
Yeah.
I really want to find where that country is and maybe go.
I mean,
Maybe we could do an episode there.
she can't be referring to the United States of America.
I wouldn't think
Drugs,
so. I mean,
crime.
drugs, crime, murders.
Canada?
Canada, drugs, crime,
and
murders.
Yeah.
Not as many mass shooting kind of things, but so what do we talk? No one talks about that, right? Just kind of gets swept under the rug.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
We don't see it in the. Well, you see some things in the headlines, and somehow it just becomes normalized. Go back to Vegas, and maybe this makes people a little uncomfortable, but I think it's okay that I'm talking about it. But like over 40, 50 people were killed one day at a concert.
Yeah.
And then the next day, basically Vegas is open for business, and a week later, everyone's traveling there like nothing happened. But where do you go in Mexico?
Yeah.
Where I'm sitting at the plaza and like 100 people were just shot dead. If that happened, Mexico would be like no one would ever come here again. Right. So why is there this difference?
My wife is Mexican, Daniela,
Right.
and so she was saying that when she talks about going to the United States, there's something similar that happens for a lot of Mexicans. They immediately think of things like what you're talking about with mass shootings,
Right.
with stuff that happens like with serial killers,
Right.
because of all those crazy shows on Netflix that
Yeah.
are talking about true crime and all this stuff.
So it's like the reverse effect.
Yeah, they're
So
like,
they had the
watch out
Netflix-
for the crazy guys.
Right. And that's kind of an interesting one that you talk about because Mexico does have a pretty significant army,
Yeah.
a navy, and they're very present. So you could be driving down the street and these guys are driving by and there's a guy on the top of the truck and he's got like a big ass gun. And then sometimes I have clients or guests here and they're like, oh my God, like what's going on here? I'm like, no, that's just kind of normal.
That's normal.
That's normal? I'm like, yeah, but they're military.
Yeah.
But in Canada, we have military and then they hide it. They're like, oh, we're just like walking around. There's no guns, there's no nothing.
Right.
But you're the military.
Right. There is a bias, I think, when you're from a place and you feel comfortable there,
Uh-huh.
and you just think, oh, it's better here, right? No matter where you
Right.
are. I mean, some places it's not good at all, so you realize how it's not good.
Yeah.
But you always think, I'm used to this. I know how this is. I can manage it. But if you think, I'm going to go to a foreign country, I have no idea what their laws are,
Yeah.
what the government's going to be like. If I do run into a situation, am I going to get any help?
Right.
You know, and the language barrier. So I think there's a little bit of that mixed with some propaganda from, like you're saying, from Netflix, from CNN, from Fox News.
Yeah. They like to stoke that fire.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, because it fear sells.
And it's also like the tourism industry, like they keep the money when people are afraid to travel, they keep the money within their countries, right? I don't know how much of that is the effect. You could probably go back and look at like when they do bad stories about Mexico.
Yeah.
It's probably right before spring break, you know, and stuff like that.
Let's try to keep some people in the country. I
Right.
mean, that's very much a possibility, right?
Hey CNN and Fox, can you run a story on, I don't know, cartels and stuff in Mexico right now?
Yeah.
Just before spring break.
And it's also a way of making your own country look better.
Yeah. This
Right?
is true.
You're like, hey, look, at least we don't got this going on,
Yeah.
you know? It's like, well, you got a lot of other things going
a
on.
lot of other things happening.
Yeah.
The answer to the question, from my opinion, is it's safe to travel to Mexico right now. But be smart about it. Stay on the toll roads. Travel during the day, and it's safe to live here.
Yeah.
You know, I've lived here 9 years now. Our kids grew up here. Your kids growing up here. You know, my daughter's been taking a bus to Sayulita before she became a licensed driver. Now she drives, but she took the bus all the time.
Yeah.
She took the bus to Puerto Vallarta to go to the mall with her friends, just like what kids do in the States and Canada. But if we were in some other part of Mexico where there was security issues, we wouldn't let that happen.
Right.
Right? So check, just be smart. What do you think? What do you think? Is it a safe time to travel to Mexico? Are you scared to travel to Mexico?
Hola.
Provecho.
Porque pasan a ayudar con el burrito, sí.
Buenos días.
Pasan gas.
Gracias.
¿Qué agua tienes?
Tengo lima y tamarindo.
Okay, Lima.
Chica o grande.
Chica, por favor. And, a little bit of consomme. Morning. I get some to go.
Yeah.
Because Adelaide loves tacos. And Pepe, and then for Jillian.
Very good.
Nos vemos, hasta luego, and adios desde Bucerias, México. Hey everybody, this is Joel and
Paul.
from movingtomexi.co. Bienvenidos a nuestro canal and bienvenidos to Bucerias, Mexico. And welcome to our channel, Moving to Mexi.co. Anyways, do you want to win your share of $10,000 worth of vacation credit here in Bucerias, Mexico? What do you think, Paul? Do they want to do that?
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. Anyways, we are approaching 10,000 subscribers to our channel. It's been a bit of a long road, but it's 2 years later. We're about to hit 10,000, and when we hit that 10,000, we're going to give away, no questions asked, $10,000 worth of vacation credits right here in Bucerias, Mexico. And how do you do it? Well, number one, hit the subscription button on our channel, subscribe to the channel, and you might as well toggle that notification bell and give us a thumbs up while you're at it. And then number two, go to the link in the description and enter the contest on our webpage at movingtomexi.co. And once we hit 10,000 subscribers, 1 week later, we're going to close off the contest. We're going to draw randomly through all the names, and we're going to give away a slew of prizes. So good luck, everybody. And as we like to say here at movingtomexi.co, if you're new, nos vemos, hasta luego, and adios desde Bucerias, Mexico.